Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the third ever ATSCast. We are on our third podcast, boys. This is crazy. I'm your host with the
Insane, dude.
most, Abid here. Joined today by Jason. Jason, say what's up, Jason.
Hello, hello.
I'm joined by Josh,
What's up, boys? Hello, hello.
and I'm joined by Jude.
Good morning, evening,
As
night,
yeah,
afternoon,
Mr. Worldwide, we global in this.
worldwide.
We gotta cater
Worldwide.
to everyone. So,
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide. Okay. So today's podcast will be about something quite interesting, maybe a little controversial, maybe just a little bit, because all the stands on the internet and stuff. And please don't stand hate. Please stop spreading the hate.
Yes, please don't.
But we're going to be talking about something that I feel like all four of us are super about and into, and that is K-pop, Korean pop.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Anyway,
Oh damn.
so
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
we'll get into all that. Um, I think to start us off, let's talk about this K-pop phenomenon, because we were all. I feel like we've been listening to K-pop for a while, all of us. Maybe not as
Yep.
intensely as the past 4 years, maybe, but we've all been somewhat into it, have had it around in our lives for a while. So we saw K-pop pre extreme global blow up and post extreme global blow up, I guess. Um, I think K-pop really blew up first with like Gangnam Style, right? That would probably be the like
I'd
song.
say, I'd say
Yeah.
nobody.
Okay, Nobody was a
Yeah.
big one, but I feel like
It was an
The
outlier.
the global phenomenon, yeah. Okay, fair.
every fucking person knew. Everyone and their like grandparents knew what Gangnam Style was.
True, true,
Yeah,
true.
yeah, facts,
And Nobody
facts,
was.
facts.
I agree. Nobody had an outreach that was super big, and
Mhm.
a lot of people knew about it. But I feel like it predominantly dominated all of Asia. I feel like every Asian person knew that song and then, like knew about that song, knew what was up with that song. But it wasn't as big in the Western context just yet. I feel like Gangnam Style really put Korean music on the map, like straight up, like oh this is a thing, guys.
Mhm.
So, I mean, Gangnam Style was a big video, right? It was the most watched video on YouTube for how many years?
Oh wow.
Yeah, dude.
It was the most
Wow.
It's
watched
at
for like
like
Wow.
5 billion, I think. I don't
two
know.
or
Yeah,
five
they have like
billion or
billion
6 billion or something.
something. Like that. Yeah.
They were like
Oh, dude.
2 years, 3 years, right? I forgot what overtook
Mm.
it. Something else overtook it, and then Despacito overtook
Despacito.
that.
Despacito.
Shout out to Justin Bieber, bro. Man's making money moves no matter what, dude. But
True, true.
No, the version that he was on was not the top view though.
yeah, it was the normal one, right? It was
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
original. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it blew. Okay, I won't get into why Despacito blew up because of K-pop. Why do you think Gangnam Style blew up, guys? Let's talk about that. It's interesting. Because I think Gangnam Style musically isn't anything crazy. You know what I mean? It's super catchy. I think the music video was super eye-catching. And I think that's
Mhm.
why it really stuck with people. And the dance was like super, like something
I personally,
everyone was like, what? But yeah, go for it, Jason.
I think it was more of the dance that really just it is more like a trend, that this guy's like doing a horse dancing kind of thing, and everyone wants to jump in on that and follow the trend. But yeah, it's surprising to see like a K-pop song because I think Psy was like active way before Gangnam Style, right? It was like his fifth album, I think, or fifth or
Oh
fourth
yeah,
album when
he's
he
been
released
making
Gangnam
music since
Style.
2001 in Korea or something like
Yeah, he's
early
like
2000s.
he's an OG. He's actually an OG, you know,
Mhm.
and to see that, I think it was just more like an anthem. That's why it's more of like a trend, and everyone just wanted to hop on it, and that's
Yeah.
why
Okay.
it
Fair.
came.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
True, true.
Yeah.
What made it catchy was that like the video came out in the midst of the meme culture, like when it was just low key beginning, as Jason said. Like the
Mhm.
trend itself blew up, and like you could see because it's one of the few songs where it was easier to describe by doing the dance actions to your friend instead of talking about the song itself, instead of the lyrics, which is the traditional way of conveying a song, right? So,
Yeah. That's true.
yeah,
I mean, if
yeah.
it was about the lyrics, only Koreans would understand, or people who speak Korean, because no one else fucking understands. Like,
But it's every
it's not.
K-pop
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but
song.
like, I mean, we'll discuss how we get into lyrics and stuff now, but like back, like that song wouldn't have been what it was if I feel like if it was an English song, it wouldn't be as big,
That's true.
right? Because
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just this discourse because English is such a widely. I mean, it's the most spoken language in the world, right? Um. Yeah, it is. It
Yes, the
is.
most
Yeah.
medium of
Yeah,
like communication.
it's like the base. Yeah,
As far
exactly.
as I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
So with that, I mean, most people would understand it, which is why some people would either be drawn to it or wouldn't be drawn to it. I feel like when you have a mutual, like, yo, I don't understand this, but this sounds pretty good, everyone would just flood it to it, I guess.
Facts, facts.
But I
And
agree.
like
I agree with
touching
that.
on
Yeah. Go ahead.
Alright. Yeah, and like touching on that thing, right? Like I think like majority of the reasons why like people loved Gangnam Style so much was like the first verse itself. And when you hear Psy rapping, right, it's very charismatic. So the first time I remember when it was playing through the radio, even my parents were like, "Yo, this kind of fire." I'm like, "Yeah, dude." Like the beat is on point. It's something you'd play in a club that gets everybody on the groove. And then you have him spitting bars like this. So and then everyone's like, "Yo, this is Korean pop, yo, it's kind of lit." And then you see the video, it's kind of meme, as Jude said, right? It was within the phase where like meme was emerging a lot. So it just kind of like slit
Yeah, meme culture was really at its peak back then. Like
backs.
with the whole y'all remember the angry faces and all that, like all the meme
Yeah,
faces,
yeah, yeah,
the poorly drawn meme
yeah,
faces. Um.
yeah. The ones that look like potato chips.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. But I think musically too, I feel like it covered it covered a lot of demographics, like sound wise. You know what I
Definitely,
mean? Like
definitely.
a little
Hmm.
kid could listen to it, enjoy it. Teenagers could
Yeah,
listen to it, enjoy it.
I can see
And
that.
what you just said, your parents, the older people, they were
Yeah,
listening to
the
it and being
boomers.
like, "Yo, this is pretty good." Like
Yeah, I think he really nailed the production.
he
Not only
nailed
just
yeah.
Gangnam Style, like his singles after, like what is it?
Mother,
Daddy,
father, gentleman. Ding, ding,
Gentleman,
ding.
yeah, Daddy, Gentleman, and like
Gentleman came right after. Yeah,
yeah, but his production, his is really recognized too, like for the sounds that he used, the beats. Like the BPM, it's not too fast or not too slow. It's just the right amount for everyone to like bop to it. And it's like he's like an icon at this point in terms of K-pop, in terms of like setting like iconic dances like the gentleman dance, horse dancing, and
I
what
mean,
else did he do? Yeah.
besides BTS, he's the guy, right? In K-pop, wouldn't you
He
say?
is, yeah,
I would say
honestly.
Yeah,
it's like
Yeah.
there's few people up there that everyone in the industry and everyone in the community and everything um,
true, true.
respects. It's like Big Bang, obviously, right? Yeah,
Yeah, but like Big Bang is on a league on their own. Like
yeah,
if you
yeah,
say Big
exactly. That's
Bang,
what I mean.
everybody's
People in their own
yeah,
league. So like Psy is up there
yeah,
for
exactly.
sure, and then he's in his own thing.
Facts, facts, facts.
BTS is one of them, and then you have Big Bang on another spectrum. It's like, but I would say their power level is about the same in terms of like, um, what would the word be? In terms of being
Selling K-pop
icons,
forward.
in terms of being icons,
Yeah, yeah,
and
definitely icons.
like what you should be aiming towards.
Mhm.
Um, but okay, that's enough side talk. Let's talk about the second phase of K-pop blowing up. A phase that we were super present in the K-pop industry for, not industry but community for,
Yeah.
which
Uh-huh.
is I mean BTS, right? BTS was
Yeah.
like overnight. I feel like not overnight because they grinded their way.
That's
Um,
true.
but I
Their
think their
first two
blow up
albums
was
came
pretty
out.
overnight because I feel like they were gradually getting more and more attention, and then I feel like after DNA dropped,
Mhm.
instantly they became like the poster child for K-pop and like what
Yeah.
K-pop is to the West.
Definitely.
Um,
They
Yeah.
popped the bubble, you know.
Still a
I
banging
mean,
track though.
yeah, facts. I mean, they don't drop bad music. I that's a big thing too. Most of their
True.
songs are still pretty good. I think Idol was their
Mhm.
weakest song to date, but
I think
Yes,
On for
Yeah, yeah,
me,
yeah.
dude.
not, okay, On was pretty
I,
good, dude. But
On was
okay, see, the
pretty
music is
popular.
debatable, but I think for the most part, their songs are still pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. Facts.
They're
They're still up there.
they're still up there in a league of their own. Like okay, you don't like you like Black Swan. I know that. We both
Facts.
vibe to that. So like it balances out. But
Yeah, yeah.
BTS was really in a league of their own, and they were one of the first groups to really do that, like self-produced. Um, we're making the music type of vibe, right? Because up
Mm.
until I feel like 2016, 2015 to 16, K-pop had that pre-notion that everything's manufactured, overproduced. Like the artists
Yeah.
literally have no brains. They're just there to look pretty and
Yeah.
do the dances and sing, right? And I
Mhm.
feel like BTS was the first big artist to push that envelope and be like, no, we make our own stuff. We're in charge of our own stuff, and we do our own stuff. And I feel like that's what made them more like, not relatable, but appreciable, I guess. Like what connected people more to them because they're more authentic about their production style, right?
Yes. Well, they're also
Definitely.
one of the first to collaborate with international artists.
That's
That
That
true.
helped a
too.
lot.
That too. Besides,
That's
okay,
what really
Shoutouts.
set the standard
I'm
for
trying to
like
think.
other
Like, okay,
K-pop bands.
besides Psy, I mean, like he did the song with Snoop Dogg, right? and then,
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah.
and then Big Bang. I feel like
They
Big
don't
Bang,
have
Yeah,
any
they
collaborations
don't
yet.
have any.
not
Yeah.
collabs like that, but they had um Western artists be on their tracks, right?
Hmm. Okay.
Like
Mm,
Skylar Grey was on a song with GD.
that's true.
GD's worked with Will I Am and stuff, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't. I'm not
Or who was it? He worked with some, like, anyway, like Big Bang had some. It wasn't like big public. It wasn't big. They weren't big songs, but like they did have some sort of
Oh
collaboration.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you're right. GD. I mean, GD did have like a collaboration with Skrillex, GD NCL.
Yeah. So
Uh,
they had like
for the
some
song
Western
Dirty
stuff,
Pipe.
but it wasn't like that
Yeah,
big. I mean, like not the way BTS was with like Halsey and
for
Sia
sure, for sure.
and who else did they collaborate with? I don't even remember. Like they collaborated with
Juice
so many.
World.
They collaborated with so many people for that game. Yeah, Juice. Um.
QA
Oh,
Madrid,
Zara,
Kindred,
Zara Larson.
yeah, dude.
Dancers.
What's her name? They did
Uh,
a song with Charlie XCX too. And
yeah, Zara
Ah,
Larson.
yeah.
Charlie. Who
um,
else?
I just remembered the big one and I forgot again. Oh, they did the song with Love, dude. We all love that one. Make
Yeah,
Oh
it
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
They
You're
did
right.
Make It Right with Love,
Yes.
and
yeah. I mean, they had Ed
Masterpiece.
Sheeran producing that track too, which is
yeah, which is
insane.
big,
Which
which is
is
a big deal.
yeah.
Like you get a song by Ed Sheeran, you're pretty
They're really
much
the ones,
up
yeah,
there, up
up
there.
there.
But yeah, BTS like blew up. I feel like after Blood, Sweat, and Tears, or maybe even before that. I would say, hmm. Okay, let's
I
talk
think they
about
were like
this.
rising.
When do you
They were like
think
rising through the
they were
ranks.
already rising? I think Fire really blew
Yeah.
them up a lot, right? Or
Yeah, yeah.
Dope did.
Fire
Dope.
and
Dope blew them
I
up.
say I need you, dude.
No, I Need
I
You
think
put them
Boy in
on the
Love
map
for
for
me.
everyone. everyone into
Mhm.
K-pop. I think
Yeah.
Dope really blew them up everywhere,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and then Fire. They followed it with Fire, and then
Facts.
Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
Mm.
I think it
And another
just
thing that
kept
stands out
growing
from
and
them
growing.
is like their musicality, because like since most of their, like a lot of people don't know, but I think most of the people already know, their choreographers were all like international. These people were like next level. Like, so when you watch them dance, right, and then you incorporate the music that they have. The first time I was watching like Dope, dude, it was like, holy shit, you guys are insane.
Mm.
Like I remember we all tried to learn
Oh my
Dope,
god.
dude, and dude, I could have sworn I've twisted my ankle like thrice. Like no cap. But
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
that's that energy that they have. I feel like that's what pulled most of their audience.
Mm.
I think they were the first group to step up the difficulty, dude. The difficulty level on dances and
Yeah,
stuff,
I relate with that. Yeah, I
right?
can see that.
Because I feel like before them, like
Yeah,
choreos were
definitely.
intense, maybe difficult, but they weren't
Loki,
as crazy.
them and 17. No?
Them and 17, yeah,
It wasn't like this. Yes,
it wasn't
definitely.
this
Like
intense.
they
It was still like low
a
key, a
new
little more chill.
playing field. Yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, compared to Big Bang.
Like I'm even trying to think, cause like okay, I'm thinking who came before. Okay, God 7 was like 2 years before them or a year before them.
EXO is, I guess, the only comparable. Choreography wise,
Was
they're pretty
EXO's
good.
early choreo super intense?
Growl was
Growl
super
was
Growl,
super
intense.
okay, besides
intense.
Growl. Besides Growl. Growl
Um,
is quite the
everything,
outlier.
everything I
Can't
Growl
Growl
think
was
of
was
any.
pretty
Call
intense
Me
too.
Baby.
Call Me
Call Me
Baby is
Baby
also
was
pretty intense.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, EXO was
I
doing it
guess, but
ahead of the game, I
I
guess.
I don't think it was ever as technical as the way BTS has
I
performed it.
I will agree with that.
Yeah,
I think
it's
Monster
yeah.
was super technical, dude.
I
Also, was
Although
super
think
technical, but
although
EXO's really good at a certain
a
dance
type of
style,
yeah, exactly.
whereas
uh,
BTS was able to diversify and did
They
too.
just do
yeah,
everything, dude, and they're
Yeah.
good at it. It's
facts.
like damn, cool.
They were amazing too. They had like amazing backup dancers
So
and
if you're listening to
the people
the
that were
yeah,
training them.
if you're still listening to us, you can clearly tell we're biased to BTS. We like BTS a lot because we've literally
Yeah,
just
facts.
been
Except for
sucking their
Jisoo.
dicks for like 10 minutes now.
Wait a minute.
Um,
Yeah, I'm
I mean, I
kidding.
would say I'm more EXO over
yeah,
BTS
I
though.
know that you're
Exactly.
more
My point
EXO,
I think
but
I'm the
stands.
like clearly
only.
we're all affiliated with BTS heavily because we keep talking.
Yeah,
We
I mean,
haven't said one bad thing about them.
that's true. It's a group that brought us
There is
together in terms
It
of
did
music,
for
right?
sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Their
Yeah,
music
yeah,
did
for
bring
sure.
us together a lot, but
Hmm.
it's crazy. It's crazy to see because I feel like I was one of the negative people back in the day who would be like, "Oh, K-pop's so overproduced, so it's fake and stuff."
Uh-huh.
Once I
Hmm.
got back into it, like I found these guys. So these guys as in BTS, and I was like, "Oh, okay." They're really pushing the envelope on that determined notion of oh, everything in K-pop is super super produced.
In fact,
It's not real, basically. It's not authentic.
yeah. Def-
And I think there's an interesting dynamic there because the more we see K-pop becoming more on that like oh we aren't super produced by external people, it's more so the artists have a direction in the art they're breaking. I feel like the West
mhm.
has become more and more overproduced day by day.
Mm.
It's
True, true.
interesting the flip and the switch. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
the
that's true.
West is becoming more produced. It's like you'll have 8 people producing one track on Western artists now, and in like BTS's tracks and like
Yeah.
K-pop tracks, it's like three. It's like 3 people who produced, wrote, and mixed the entire thing, which is quite
And the
like
K-pop tracks smack, dude.
it's quite interesting. Yeah.
Mm.
But I mean BTS is huge. Everyone's into K-pop now. K-pop stands are crazy.
Hmm.
It's kind of
I'd
wild.
say I'd say Blackpink is also like at like doing things, because they are like possibly the biggest girl group right now.
I would say they are, and I think a
That's
big fact.
debatable because
They are.
Twice
Okay,
is as big.
Twice is as big.
Twice is up there,
I
but
think what
like
makes
what
Blackpink
Blackpink has done.
reach more people is because all the members speak English and stuff. so you
Jenny.
can watch
Yeah.
their videos and you can
Jenny.
watch their. You don't strictly have to stick to the music with them. You can watch their external, um, like vlogs or whatever interviews, and understand them and get to know them more. Whereas I feel like, purely because of the language barrier, I feel like Twice is a little behind in
Interesting,
reaching
because
more
it's funny.
art.
Like popularity-wise, Twice is like they trump Blackpink, both in Korea and Japan. So it's curious. It's
Yeah,
nice to
that's
see
Korea and Japan. I
internationally.
would say
Yeah,
on
but
the
we're
other
talking
side of the world,
worldwide. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
worldwide, I would say
Blackpink.
Blackpink, bro. First K-pop
yeah,
group to
but Korea and
perform at
Yeah.
Japan are still
Coachella.
biggest markets for K-pop, right?
Yeah.
So you gotta take it
Yeah.
into account. Like if you're the biggest in Korea and Japan,
Yeah,
you
you're
technically
big in
still
K-pop. Yeah, I agree with you.
the K-pop industry. So it's
But
really hard to make up for it, even if you have such an international advantage.
yeah,
But I mean, as a Twice fan as well, but like with Blackpink pulling in so many views for their MVs and stuff, that kind of shows that like they have a much wider fan base
also they
compared
have
to
like
Twice,
10
which
songs.
is like yeah,
They have
they
like
I
10
mean like
songs. Like okay, maybe a little more, but like they have basically those songs and if you think about it and they're this
like
big.
yeah. I think in
Yeah,
2017 they
true.
only had one song. As if it's your last. They only had one song in that year,
Dude, they debuted
which
2016, right? Yeah, they debuted
yeah, and they
2016.
still
They had 4 songs. 2017 they had 1 song. 2018 they dropped
mini EP.
and then yeah, but and then that was like 4 songs, 4 or 5 songs.
Mhm.
And
Mm.
then last year was Kill This Love. Kill This Love wouldn't have dropped. If you think about it, like that's what I want people to think about is that Kill This Love wouldn't have dropped when it did drop if YG didn't have that scandal shit.
Huh.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
they dropped
Okay.
Blackpink to like draw attention away from the scandal. It was during the time where Top got caught smoking weed. Top got
then
caught smoking weed, and then Seungri's shit was coming up, right?
Mhm.
that was like I honestly think Seungri's case was like the turning point of YG, man.
Yeah, and then everyone's like, "Yo, YG get out of the company." Everyone was just like, the company was just like, "Here's Kill This Love," and everyone's like, "Oh, Blackpink content after a year."
Yeah. I think at this point it's also like how YG is considered to be the top three, the big three. I mean they still are, but with based on recent like events and everything, I'd say Big Hit is probably the top three, mainly because of BTS and the moves. And I found out from Abed, right? Like they bought over. Was it Entertainment
They
that
bought Source Music,
17?
which is G Friends under, and then they bought Pledis, which is what 17's
That's
under.
crazy. That's such
17
money
and
moves,
New
man.
West, and yeah, okay, those 2 groups are right now.
Yeah, that just shows like
Imagine,
damn.
imagine a world where Pristin would have been under Big Hit, dude. Yo,
Yo.
if Pristin still existed, feels bad, man. But
It
Joe.
feels bad. We
we,
bad, man.
dude, they were like the girl group. They won
They
Rookie
were.
of the
They were.
Year when they debuted, and all that. Like, poor miss,
Then they
like
got
they
They were
managed them so poorly. It's
Mhm.
actually like crazy to think.
So many groups were honestly managed poorly. Shout outs Playback, man. Is it
Oh
Playback?
damn, bro. That's yeah, facts.
Oh, that shit go way back, huh?
That's one
Yeah.
single banger, dude. And then ciao.
Yo,
Yeah.
facts. Facts.
It's a one and done. It's like
Corridel, dude.
Gautier.
Somebody that you used to know. Anyway,
Facts.
Yeah, playback, exactly. Somebody you used to know.
play back. Anyway. So I mean, okay, we've been discussing in the broader context. Let's get a little more personal because this is a podcast and we talk about ourselves and our opinions and we love ourselves. You know, we're all narcissistic.
Narcissistic.
That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway,
Facts.
so what I've written down is what got you into K-pop. I'll start I'll start because I never tell these guys what the topics are or what the questions are. because I want them
It's
on the spot.
raw.
It's very raw.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start
On the
us
spot.
off. What got me into K-pop? Well, I was before I moved to Malaysia. I was super old school. I literally didn't listen to anything besides pop punk and rock and metal. So I literally just grew up on like Iron Maiden, Metallica, Blink, Green Day, what have you. And I literally didn't listen to anything else. No pop music, nothing. Um, I moved to Malaysia, and obviously I started listening to a little more pop because people there listen to pop, and they talk about it. I'd be like, oh crap, I don't know what they're talking about. I should know what they're talking about because I'm in school and I need to fit in. And then eventually, so our school had a big Korean population. um, there were a majority of students were Korean at one point in our school.
That's a lot, dude.
Yeah, even towards the end of our school,
Yeah,
I feel like
it's like a clan.
yeah, it was mostly South Korean people there, and obviously to fit in somewhat, I was just like, oh, I should listen. Like, what are they listening to? What are they talking about? You know what? I'll listen to it in an effort of conformity. I listened to K-pop, but I actually fell in love with K-pop. I went in thinking, oh, I won't like this, but like yeah, and then I listened to some Big Bang stuff. I listened to Blue, and I fell in love instantly. I was like, oh, yo, this GD dude, I love him. I love GD. I want this dude is my idol. Like he's an icon, and that's really what got me into K-pop. I rode the wave for a bit, all the Fantastic Baby and all that stuff. I got a boy from Girls' Generation, all that stuff. Wrote it for a bit. Didn't really listen to it too much, but I still kept in the loop. So I'd still watch like shows. So like Running Man was a big one. Weekly Idol.
Shout out Running
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. So stuff
Oh
like that
man.
is what kept me in the loop for
Mm-hmm.
K-pop and the Hallyu industry really. And um then in 2016, a good friend of mine started playing some K-pop songs in my car while we were driving back from class. I wonder who this friend is, I wonder who it is.
I
Oh,
wonder
that's
too,
crazy.
dude.
I wonder who it
That's
is,
crazy.
dude. I wonder.
Wonder. Big wonder.
Big think. Big tonk. Big tonk.
Thonk.
Take a guess. Take a guess.
I guess. Yeah, so Jude would be playing like all these Korean songs in the car and be like, why the fuck are we listening to K-pop right now, bro? Put some Oasis on. And Jude be like, nah, listen to it, bro. I'll be like, okay, fine. I'll listen to it. And then I listened to it. I was like, yo, this shit like fired though. Damn. Low key. But at this point, I was already watching Weekly Idol and stuff. And I'd keep up with some groups. I was like, oh, that's pretty good. And then I went back, listened to it a bit more. And I think the day I became a K-pop stan, if you want to say, or like super into K-pop is I remember Wings from BTS dropped in October that year. Um and I remember everyone on my Spotify friends list was listening to the album and I was just like, why is everyone so hype on these guys? I listened to Blood, Sweat and Tears and I was like, I understand the hype. I love the hype. I live the hype. I'm bought in. I'm all in, guys. I am all in. And then, everything else is just history. It just spiraled out of control from then on, I feel. But before this, I was already into K-pop, I guess. I was already getting into the landscape. But I feel Blood, Sweat, and Tears really, like, I went from, like, kind of being about it to, like, staying up till 5 for drop. No, not staying up till 5, but, like, waiting at, like, 5:59 or, like, 4:59, whatever, for music videos to drop in a minute. I was watching every live show the groups were doing, following all Twitter accounts, all social media, and all that stuff. So, yeah. I mean, that's for me. Yeah, someone else can go ahead. Whoever wants to go first.
Relatable.
Oh. Yeah, I think for me, it really started back in like 2009 or 8, whenever Nobody dropped by Wonder Girls.
Mm.
That's when I first heard of it, and it was big. It was big in Malaysia for a bit. and that's why I was like, ah, who's that? Like it kind of like it sounded really like too much for me. It sounded too cute for me, and I was just like, I don't know, I probably can't listen to K-pop at all. So until like I first heard of Bat Boy by Big Bang, that's when I was like, oh, this shit vibey. Like, what? I don't know what language you're speaking, and then I don't know what the hell are they dressing up as, like GD with that seaweed haircut. That's when I was like, okay, who's this group, Big Bang? Then then they dropped Fantastic Baby, which was like a phenomenon as well back in 2012. Is it? Was it 2012 or
2012,
I'm not sure.
2013, whatever, like
Yeah,
somewhere there.
around
Yeah.
around there. That's when I was like, oh dang, I'm actually hyped. I'm into this group. My cousin also played like a huge role because she was a huge fan of Big Bang and she was like all about um Big Bang all the time, and she went to their Alive tour when they came to Malaysia, and I was like, oh dang. So she was really hyped into it, and I had no idea who they were. Then I started listening to more Big Bang, and I was like, okay, I like GD as well. Shout outs. But then I think I can agree with what Abid said. From there, like I think high school played a really huge role in me getting into K-pop. In the sense that again, our school there's a lot of Korean people, and that some of my friend groups listen to K-pop. Um, and that's when I found out about other groups like Girls' Generation, Super Junior, the older groups like GOT7. Yeah, just prior to the new groups releasing. Then I think it was like ninth grade when like Twice came out, when Twice first debuted. I was like, oh, I was into it. Like their first comeback, their first release, my bad. Their first release, what's it called? Like
Like,
yeah,
wow, but yo, fam, it was a
that's
ninth
just
grade. We
yeah.
graduated.
Really?
Yeah, it was 2015.
Oh, you right. Damn. Yeah, I got the timelines wrong then for sure. Yeah. So whenever that came out, I was like, okay, like I'm starting to dig in the girl group vibes. Then BTS, for BTS, I've never really heard of them until like when they dropped I Need You. I've seen their choreography videos. Like they were really known for their like dance practice videos back then. Before like they really popped off with their music. Then when I saw I Need You, when I first heard I Need You, I was like, dang, like some of them look really familiar from the videos I've seen back then, and it was a really catchy song, and I really got onto it. Then that's when I told like Abid and who else at the time, Josh, you, yeah, basically the four of us actually. We were just talking about K-pop a lot, and we started like again like what Abid said as well. We started watching like Running Man,
We
like
went
variety
on it,
shows,
bro. We were
like
in the
Weekly
community.
Idol. Yeah, Weekly Idol. Then Infinity Challenge. That was
Oh
also
yeah,
like
Infinite Challenges, baby.
that was a real good show. Like that one year when they had the festivals and shit, and they had
Oh, I was
IU,
hype,
Hyuko.
man. That
They
GD
had
and
IU,
Taeyang.
Hyuko, GD Taeyang, Zion T. That's also when I first heard of Zion T. Then I think I don't know. I started branching out into different. I'm gonna keep this really short, but I started branching out to different genres. That's when I also discovered like J Park, um,
The
J Park,
KR&B
then
hip hop scene.
the K R&B hip hop scene. But yeah, it was around the 2015 to 16 era was when I got into them for sure, for sure.
But
All right, Josh.
Oh, all right. So yeah, like for me, thinking about it, right? First time I actually listened to K-pop was when I first heard Wonder Girls on play on the radio. Dude, that shit smacks. Okay, when I heard that, yeah, dude, the choreo,
nobody,
I had it down.
nobody
It's like,
but you.
body but you.
Yeah, man.
Somebody know, dude. Like I could remember like some of these like kids my age back then. They were like, "Ew, bro, you like Wonder Girls?" I'm like, "Fuck you, dude. This shit smacks. So fuck off." Dude, it was the most catchy song I've ever heard. I was like, "Yo, this is pretty fire." But then I never went beyond that. I never bothered to venture out. Like, oh, what does Wonder Girls do? All I knew is just there were like a bunch of really pretty Korean girls that were really good at singing, and they do really cute dances. I was like, "Oh, it's lit." But then I think around 2010. This was like I forgot what year this was. I think it was somewhere like in high school. I got onto Wedding Dress by Taeyang. When
Shout
I first
outs.
heard this, right?
Shout
Dude, when I first
out,
heard this, I was
stay
like,
young.
I heard the first few beats. I was like, wow, this is lit. Okay, this is something new. And then I realized he was speaking Korean the whole time. For some reason, it didn't register in my brain yet. I was like, oh wait, this is Korean pop. But dude, it was so good. Like for me, it never really bothered me that it was in a different language. And then I came across like an English version of it. But regardless, like I think ever since from there, I kind of got hooked onto it. And my cousin back then, she was kind of big into like K-pop and stuff. And I told her like, yo, I really like this guy. Do you have any other songs like similar to him? And then she told me like, oh, they're actually part of a bigger group. I'm like, what? And like, yeah, they're from Big Bang. I'm like, oh, dude. And then I think one of the first songs from Big Bang I heard was Love Song. And dude, I fell
hate
in
this
love
love
with
song.
like Big Bang. Yeah, facts, dude. The sad emo kid in me, dude, lived for that, dude. And then dude, the MV, right? The MV was so dramatic. I was like, oh yes. It, it's like, how is it that it's in a different language and you don't understand what they're saying or what the lyrics mean, but it's so relatable. And then when you go through the lyrics, you look at the English version, you're just like, oh, it hits you different. Yeah, and then from there, it went on to BTS. One of, I think, around the same time Abid was listening to it. Because I stopped listening to K-pop. It wasn't really like a constant thing for me. I'm more of like a back then I was bumping to like punk, punk, punk rock,
Punk rock and
hip
whatever
hop,
was popping
you
at the
know.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, whatever was popping
Whatever.
back then.
Yeah.
All Time Low was in it as well, so I was like, yo. And then like I remember I went to like Abid's place and then I think he was playing BTS. I think he was playing Dope. I was like, yo, this is fire, dude. And then he showed me the music video. I was like, yo, these guys are insane. I fell in love with their choreography and how like it was very different. I was like, yo, this is lit, dude. So from there, I got hooked into BTS, Dope, and then Fire, and then I started listening to their older tracks. I think from their School Love Affair, Boy in Love. That one was
Yo,
smacks pop, dude.
banger.
Bangers only, dude. And then
Old
I
school,
love
man.
Facts. I love their what's it called? You know, they had those ciphers, part one,
Yeah,
part two,
yeah,
part
yeah,
three.
yeah.
They had features with like Supreme Boy. So I got really into BTS, the whole scene, like the drama surrounding them. I remember they had this drama with one of the rappers, and then Suga, straight up like killed this guy in part three, I think, or part two cipher. I was living for all those, like typical like fangirl stuff, but I loved every moment of it. And then moved on to Blackpink. So yeah, that's kind of like how I got into K-pop. I understand like for some people that listen to K-pop or like music that isn't in English, it irks them. They think it's like, oh, you listen to K-pop,
It's
it's
super
like lame,
cringe,
but like
bro. Super
facts,
cringe.
facts. I guess some of the fandoms are, but
I
like,
agree.
Yeah.
yeah, but I don't judge it unless you've heard it or you've heard it for yourself.
Don't
K-pop
knock
might
it
not be
till you
for you.
try it. Basically, don't knock it till you try
Facts,
it.
facts.
Mhm.
Like K-pop might not be for you, but there's also K-R&B. You have like great rappers like Geary Boy, PH1, San-E, who else am I missing? Zion T, you've got
You're missing a
Crush, you've
lot of
got
people.
Zico,
There's
you've
too
got
many
Team.
people, bro. It's
Like
hard to list
there's
all of
too
them. It's so
but
many
that
artists.
just goes to show the talent the ceiling talent for them is like so high, dude. US music could never. That's facts, dude. Their
Straight up, straight up.
e- production level, quality,
Dude, I can't
the amount.
imagine a Western artist producing as much music as these guys, dude. The amount of
Facts.
And here's
sheer songs these guys release, dude.
dude,
It's
they're fucking
crazy.
insane. Like never. And like the best part is like we were you just now, Abid, you were talking about like how you related to BTS, right? And
Yeah, yeah.
I think I remembered like we were into the BTS phase. Remember when we were really diagnosing like, oh, what does he mean in this MV? You know, like there's an angel and shit. Like,
Bro, I was in that, man. I watched. I
dude,
still have it in my YouTube watch later. I
yeah, dude,
have the BTS music video storyline, theory
Oh,
crafting,
damn.
crazy.
all that. Like, just put straight up, I was
Exactly.
about it. Josh and I spent hours on hours just dissecting what each person was doing in a music video. What does that mean to the storyline, though? All that stuff.
It's like, what does this person portray? Like, who is he? Like, why is it in his MV?
Yeah, it
Someone
was a
else.
dynamic
Like,
beyond
All
just
that
the music, dude.
Truly part of
facts,
fandom, you vote.
Yeah, exactly.
facts. And like, I remember we even got into discussing Carl Jung's theory on like for each persona types, because each members in BTS portrayed a certain persona. They each had like an interaction with each other, right? So like this, like all those albums and the songs, they each portray something. So like we were on that. And I think what other people fail to realize about what's so amazing about their music is how they related to their fans.
Yes. I think
Um,
that's
yeah.
the yeah.
Go on.
No, I mean, I think that's what BTS does really best, honestly. Like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I mean not
definitely.
just BTS, but like with BTS, I think really started that with their ciphers and their like outros and intros and their solos. Like to me, Euphoria is still like one of their best solos out there. Shout outs Jungkook.
Yeah, for sure,
But
fam.
yeah,
Yeah.
they really convey the message well, for sure.
hmm Dude, like, and like one of the best examples, I believe. Um, I'm sure people or like K-pop fans that are gonna listen to this podcast. Hwayoung is that how you say it in Korean? Like
Wayang
the most
Yonha.
beautiful.
Wayang
Yeah, yeah,
Yonha. I got you. I
yeah. The
got
most
you, bro. I
beautiful.
know what you're talking about. I
Oh,
got
Wait,
you.
damn. Okay.
wait, what's it in English? What's it in English?
Wayang
The most
Yonha.
beautiful moment in
Most
life, right?
beautiful moment in life.
Dude,
Part
that
one,
Oh
part
yeah,
two, and then epilogue Young
fuck, dude.
Forever.
I
Amen.
think that is their. To me, I think that is their best album.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
album is fucking beautiful. Okay, like the lyrics, and if you hear each member's like the motive for having it out, right? I think Rap Monster declared it before. It's like, they want to relate it to the youths. It's very empowering. So, like if you
Hmm.
hate K-pop or if you're trashing on it and you haven't even tried listening to these bangers, you honestly, you're missing out, dude. That's all I
Yeah,
can
go
say.
listen to your country music and just leave us alone.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah. Like, fucking get out of here, dude.
Yeah.
Yo, would you take it away,
Yeah.
though?
Okay, before Ju goes, wait, I want to say one thing, dude. Like,
hmm
I always do this. I always interject before Ju goes, dude. I realize this. Anyway, one thing Josh said, dude, like when I got into K-pop, the one thing I distinctly remember Josh saying was, dude, dude, it's done, dude. I'm like, what do you mean it's done? He's like, dude, all it would take is for one of us to get into K-pop, and you are the one who got into K-pop, so we're screwed, dude. We're in it now. I was like, damn, that's crazy. So,
I remember.
yeah, I remember that distinctly because Josh said we're all in it now and we don't have a choice, and I'm like, oh, and it really was. We were all in it now, and we didn't have a choice whether on anything. Because no matter
That's
Here we are.
what, we
crazy.
were listening to K-pop. No matter where we went, Aaron knew songs in K-pop at one point. He doesn't listen to K-pop. He has nothing against it, but he doesn't
Dude,
listen to
facts.
K-pop. But at one point, he knew the words to certain K-pop songs because we just kept playing it all the time.
It
So
was kind of like
yeah,
ingrained in him, He had no
yeah,
choice.
exactly.
Damn.
But yeah, go
It's
ahead, dude.
crazy. Yeah, and I only began to immerse in the Korean culture like as soon as I watched K dramas. That was my entry point into like the world of K-pop because I used to then listened to like numerous Korean OSTs, which are like the soundtracks to the dramas. So when you dive into KOSTs more and more, your suggested list becomes filled with K-pop slowly, right? I think ballads were the first K-pop content that I really managed to listen to. That was what K-Will, Now, Blue from Big Bang. I think that was one of the turning points because it's when me and Abid shared a common song we could vibe in the car. Uh, and then for a while, like it was simply just ballads until I heard "Call Me Baby" by EXO. I think that was my entry point into like actual K-pop, like the genre itself. Uh, that was also the first moment I got into the choreography, and then a similar interest just developed with like "Monster" by EXO, for example, and "Blood, Sweat, and Tears" from BTS, and those are the songs that intersect with what the rest of the boys were listening to at the time. So because at that point everyone in the group was into K-pop, so that's when it cultivated and we continued being into K-pop, right? But I think I really didn't fully enjoy the entire realm of K-pop uh, because I still thought that, especially the girl, like the songs that were from the girl groups, they're still too cute for me. They're still too, cringe at the point until I listened to Apink, which is funny,
Shout
right? Because
outs.
Apink is
Shout out
the
Aping.
Apink is the epitome of cute. So I don't know. I just when I listened to Only One by Apink, I was like, oh, I really vibe with this song, and it blew off from there. That's when I was fully exposed to everything.
And then it was GG for Jude.
And then Chorang.
And then Chorong
And
happened.
then
And that was the
Chorang.
end of Jude.
Wake up, baby.
Shout out, shout out the alarm.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
Wake up,
Um,
baby. Jude,
The
what the fuck?
fastest time I've ever seen
Dude,
Jude get
I've
off
never
of
seen
it.
Jude move that fast, bro. Never in my life, bro.
We were all just looking at Jude like, bro.
Alright, we'll give context to that story later. But dude,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
dude, you're a G because you perfectly set me up into transitioning into what I'm talking about next.
Oh,
I
damn.
love that.
Okay.
I love that. Which is, yo, let's talk about our favorite groups and biases, bro. We've been talking about BTS too much, dude. Let's take a step back from BTS and talk about other groups. I mean, like, so individually, I feel like we all had our own, like, everyone listened to everything, but everyone had their own attachment to a specific group, as you would. We're different people with different brains, different
That's true.
likes and stuff. Like for
We have
me, I
different
mean,
brains
brains.
out there.
from day one, I was a hard Red Velvet stan. What's up?
Uh-huh.
You already know. I was obsessed with Silgi. I already at this point
Shout out.
knew who Silgi was, and I was already about her. I was like, yo, damn, this chick, she it, bro.
That's it, bro.
You
That's
you
the
heard the
wife,
Wow.
pause,
bro.
dude. The pause, the pause was everything. But I was already super about it, and then once we got into K-pop is when Russian Roulette dropped, and I was like, oh, yo, I love this group. This is very bubblegum, but like what Jude was saying, like somehow I liked it. I usually don't like bubblegum tracks, like bubblegum pop
Wasn't
tracks,
it with
but
Ice Cream Cake though? The Ice Cream Cake era? Wasn't that where you got hooked onto Soulgate?
oh no, I was about Solgi for a while. Yeah, it was like Ice Cream Cake probably.
Yeah.
I was about her.
Mm.
Like I was watching videos. Dude. So 2014,
Yeah, I'm
15,
aware.
before we got into K-pop, I was watching a bunch of shows and stuff, obviously, and I'd watch specific idols. So Silgi was one, and Seolhyun from AOA was the other one.
So cute.
I was obsessed with Seolhyun, straight up. I'd talk about her at
AOA.
Paul, bro. But it was really those two that I just kept up with, and then K-pop happened. Not K-pop happened, but like I got into the whole community, and Seulgi obviously was it, my ultimate bias, and I fell in love with Red Velvet, and to this day I am standing. Like shout outs, I won that contest that one time, and Josh and I got to meet them and watch them live.
I saw Abid like die for a good
Oh,
5 minutes
I
and
was
come back to
dude.
it.
That's a good story. We can talk about that too.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, for me it was definitely Red Velvet. I feel like everyone was kind of listen. Like all of us listen to Red Velvet, some or where you guys were forced to because I played it. Um, but um, we were all about it. But I feel like Red Velvet is that group for me. The way A Pink is for Jude. Like I would associate, if I were to associate a group with one of us, like Red Velvet would be me. Jude would be A Pink. I would associate EXO too, to be honest. Like I think Jude
Yeah.
is the biggest EXO stan amongst us.
Agreed,
think-
highly agreed.
And for Jason, I'd say Twice, and then Josh, I'd say Blackpink. But don't let me put words in your mouth. Go ahead.
I mean, like I attest to that. I can confirm.
Yeah. Your bias is Jenny, obviously. You can't stop talking about Jenny.
Dude, don't start with Jenny, dude. I will take this podcast another hour.
There's gonna be a
with this,
Jenny
this
Kim
not,
podcast.
What if she? What if
dude,
she
I'm gonna
listens
cut
to
it
this,
right
bro?
here. Sorry,
What if one day she listens to this podcast?
dude. Oh, one day, if Jenny, if someday you happen to like pop by this
Somehow
podcast, you
miraculously
hear.
you come across this podcast.
I mean, all I'm saying, I know you're working hard for us in the future. I'm doing my best. I hate
What are
myself
you saying?
Let's link up.
What are you
Please,
saying? Like
please.
she's your.
Dude, what do you mean? She's the wife. She just doesn't know yet. Okay, fuck off. You don't gotta be ruining my.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I
Fuck
fair,
her
fair,
out,
fair,
dude.
fair, fair, fair.
She is the wife. She just doesn't know yet. Okay, I'm speaking out into the void, into the unknown universe out there.
You're putting it out, dude. You're
Alright,
putting it
I'm
out there.
putting it out.
Alright.
Facts. 2020, anything can happen, dude. All I'm saying.
What's the next one? Jason, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd say my favorite girl group would be obviously Twice. Mina's obviously my bias. Like
More
the
like
moment I saw
obsession.
her, yes, like
Second
how
love it.
Josh is with, like how Josh is with Jenny,
Hey,
Jude's with
man.
Choro. I think from the moment I saw her and like wow, I was like, who is this girl? Like
Wow.
she just called me, and I was like, damn, in love already, kappa. But like,
Yo, same, dude. Me with Jenny.
Yo, that Kappa don't
Yo.
sound too Kappa like the.
yeah, shut
Sounds
up,
more
dude.
like a W if you ask me.
Yeah, but I really like Ua was really bubblegum, but I think their most bubblegum song has to be TT or Cheer Up. It has to be one of
It's
those.
Cheer Up, bro, not TT. I think TT is bubblegum, but not like Cheer Up, bro. Cheer Up was
Cheer Up was
so,
really bubblegum, yeah.
so
Cheer Up
Okay,
is
bubblegum.
fair.
max,
But
dude.
like
I sing that in my sleep, dude. Okay, sorry, go on.
but yeah, yeah, I never thought I'd get into a group like that, but Twice was definitely the first. I watched all like their reality shows and stuff. As for like guy groups, I obviously have to say Big Bang. Um, they really had a huge impact on my life. Saw them in 2015 before they disbanded for now. Oh, not disbanded, sorry. Took on a
The
hiatus.
yeah.
Hiatus, my bad.
A
Wrong,
long
wrong,
break.
wrong choice of words.
Long break. Yeah.
Yeah, I never thought I'd see them live, and seeing GD Taeyang, I think seeing Taeyang performing Ice Nose Lips live was just definitely the highlight of the show, the highlight of the concert for sure. Cause like I think he's the only member who doesn't really need like a backup vocals, like a backtrack. Like he sings it live, whereas like the other members need like a backup track. But anyways, yeah, Big Bang's definitely my favorite guy group. Honorary mention would definitely be BTS for sure, but Big Bang's definitely the one up there. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Bias, uh, I mean, it went from G. It's honestly between GD and Taeyang, but I say right
Bro,
now it
not
would be
GD and
Taeyang.
Taeyang, bro. I am a good boy. Say no more.
But when I first started, I mean, if 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 that works, yeah, GT and Taeyang, they both have they both bring shoutouts, Josh.
It's Jude, bro. What you mean? We
Yeah,
already
it's
alluded
true.
to
Oh,
Jude's
Jude.
biases in the group.
Wait,
We
Sunny?
You're,
already spoke about
For
Apink a
Dan?
bit, but yo, you gotta talk about your wife, dude. Your alarm
no
clock.
facts,
Let's
facts.
let's let's hear the Wake Up Baby storyline, dude. Wake up,
Ah,
baby.
damn, you like talk about. I mean, clearly, like back in the day, my bias was clearly still exists. Like in K-pop,
Clearly.
Is.
girl. So
Dude, he's scared Julia's gonna watch this.
he's like, no, I mean,
Jude's like,
I think not only
yeah, I
like
guess it's.
I just found her and found her to be like, oh damn, it's just
Like, oh damn.
personality is very different. Her personality is very
Sorry,
different from
sorry.
what I assume to be a stereotype of a K-pop star, right? Like she's very reserved, quiet. It's not really that out, and even then, she's still the leader of the group. It's very fascinating, right? Especially in a group where you have Nine and Eunji, which are like big personalities.
Bro,
Yeah,
blow me,
for
dude.
those who don't know. So yeah, it's like the quiet leader. So I was like very fascinated by that. I think that showed in terms of who I favored, and I think that's still why A-Pink is one of the groups I follow till this day. But in terms of boy groups, it's definitely EXO. Uh, I think EXO and then 17 close behind. You know, EXO was the entry point to like K-pop at its core, the dance rhythm, um, the poppy kind of songs that people normally associate K-pop with. Yeah, EXO was the first group I listened with that kind of vibe, and till then, like they still make good content, and they still have a lot of interesting things that I get drawn to. Right till today, like Obsession was amazing, and all their solo songs, their OSTs, especially with Chen and Chanyeol, they're really good. Like, and I, it's what keeps me hooked with the group. So
Yo, when he said Chanyeol, I thought about it. Oh, yo, Stay With Me was a phenomenon too, dude.
Mm,
Like,
yeah,
I
it
think
was
stay with me.
that's
It's
everywhere
facts.
in Asia,
oh,
man.
also
Facts.
every time the Descendants of the Sun
Oh,
soundtrack.
yeah, that's.
Yeah,
Yo,
Chen.
Every time I see you.
dude.
Woo. Take it away.
You're my everything, kappa.
um,
Oh, you are man. Then anyway.
yeah, so.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about some funny stories with K-pop. Because we have a fair few. And K-pop is at the very core of it. Um,
Oh yeah,
We do.
yeah.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
we
we
do
do.
have a few. I mean, we
Yeah, we
pointed
do.
out two. Those are probably the two iconic ones.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
But it just proves how deep into this system we were, not system ecosystem this community we were. Um,
Yes.
I mean, one was obviously. I remember. I remember there was one point Josh was like, "Yo, let me see your gallery," and I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Let me see." I just want to see how many pictures of Silgi you have. I'm like, "Dude, I don't have that many." He's like, "Show me," and I'm like, I showed him, and he's like, "Yeah, not that many, dude," because he scrolled 3 times super fast and it wasn't ending. He's like, "Yeah, nice, dude, nice, dude."
Yeah, dude,
That was a
I
funny
swear to
moment.
God,
I
dude. I thought I
remember.
was on Google Images, dude. I thought I I searched on Google Images, dude. I was just scrolling endlessly.
um. The iconic ones were, well, one was me hyperventilating. Uh,
Oh, dude. Yo, let me explain this, dude. Yo,
you go for it.
so backstory was so basically Red Velvet was coming to Malaysia at that time, and then me and Abid, we're like, yo, shit, they're coming over, and then I think at this time U Mobile released an advertisement
Oh,
that
bro.
like, hey,
Okay.
you guys can win, yeah,
Yeah,
you
I'll
guys can
I'll do that
win
bit.
free
I got
tickets.
that bit. I'll
Yeah,
do
yeah.
the backstory and I'll let you do the funny part. So the
Yeah.
backstory is, yeah,
So I'm
Red Velvet was
go for
coming
it.
to promote Rookie
Hmm.
to Malaysia, and it was like a small. It was a super small concert.
Yeah, it was really small.
It
It
was
wasn't
a
that big.
super tiny. It was more like a showcase. And it was XOX Mobile, dude. I don't even know who that company is, but somehow they got
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sponsorship or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So first I was like, oh, I'll get us tickets, and then Josh can pay me back later, and we'll do all that. So first round of tickets online sells out before I get a chance to buy it. Like by sellout, I mean the website crashed on me. I tried relaunching, and by then it was sold out. Second
Yeah, that's
second
bad.
stage of tickets was physical purchases, so we had to go to like Popular and buy it, dude. Buy tickets at
Oh,
Popular. Popular is a stationery
I
store in
remember.
Malaysia. It's like the stationery chain. And I couldn't even get those tickets because they sold out so fast. So I was like, yeah, there we aren't going. I was sad. I was straight up depressed, bro. I was so sad. I would cry. I
Same.
was just like so sad. And then that XOX mobile group, this company, they were like, oh, we're giving away meet and greet tickets and concert tickets. We're doing a giveaway. And I was like, bro, you know what? Yo, third time's a charm. If this doesn't happen, it means I wasn't destined to fucking see them, dude. And I remember, like, I was like, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. This is how you know your boy was in that social media game, yo, big brain, dude. I was like, yo, Zad was like
Mhm.
12 at the time.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
baited your
he was
brother.
cute as hell. Yeah, I baited him.
Yeah.
Not baited him. I was just like, yo, come here, wear this red, a red sweater of mine, and act cute. And I literally told him how to pose and everything and look, and I was like, yes, that's perfect. Kids, cute kids will do the job, dude. So
He orchestrated the whole thing.
yeah, I used a picture of him. I put a picture of myself up. I used the picture that my dude, like that year for my birthday, my parents got me a red velvet cake, and I don't even like red velvet flavored cake that much. Like I'm a chocolate cake guy, but they got me a red velvet cake because I was obsessed with red velvet.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of speaks to how much I was into them. And I used that picture, and I put out this long essay about like, yo, I love K-pop, I love Red Velvet, I'll do anything, but if I don't get it, all the best to everyone. Yo, you gotta seem a little humble and like nice and sweet at the end, you know, even though you're selfish as fuck.
Manipulative. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, dude. You
Ah.
gotta make it work towards you know. I remember just submitting it and putting it out there. I was just like, you know what, I don't care. Like, if I win, I win. If I don't, I don't. And a couple weeks go by, and then it's like, I remember the exact moment. I don't know if Jude does, but I remember the exact moment I won. I was with Jude at Starbucks.
I was there. I
Yeah,
remember.
I was at Starbucks. I have any kid. Jude and I would frequent Starbucks after our classes and just chill and talk. We just got our drinks and I sat down. I got tagged in something on Facebook. I was like, "What is this?" So I click on it. I'm like, "Wait, wait." I get so happy. In this Starbucks, I'm like losing my shit. People are staring. Jude's staring at me like I've gone crazy. I'm like, dude, I won. And Jude's like, wait, what? And I'm like, I won. I show him the post and my name's there and everything. He's like, dude, you won. I'm like, dude, I won. I was just like super happy. And Jude's like, yo, good shit, man. Congrats and all this. So I'm like, yeah, fucking. I text everyone, like all the boys and stuff. Yo, I won. Let's go. I'm meeting her. Dude, I want to cry straight up. I was like, yo, I ain't no bitch. No, but that's what happened. And then I ended up, it was 2 tickets. So I ended up taking Josh with me because Josh was obsessed with the area at the time. Like,
Ooh.
obsessed.
Boy. Hey, man.
Why is it past?
Hey, man.
Why is it past tense?
Hey,
I
I
mean,
don't
no,
think
he's
it's
still
past.
about
Not a-
Yeri, but like back then he was
Uh,
about Yeri. Dude. The way he is with Jenny now is how he was with Yeri back then.
Yeah,
That's
now
true.
there's only one wife.
There's
There's
only
only
Jenny,
one
dude.
wife.
Yeah,
Facts. Amen.
but yeah, that's the background of the story. So we get to concert day and we're waiting around. So the concert had was at this music store. They had an
Bentley.
auditorium. Yeah,
Bentley
and
Studio, I think. Bentley Studio.
yeah, Bentley.
Yeah.
And we
Mhm.
were just chilling around the musical instruments. I was just playing stuff, and Josh was messing around too. And we were just chilling. We're just waiting for
Yeah.
the meet and greet, and we see someone walk by. And Josh, I'll let you take over the story, man.
Dude, wait, I'm laughing because I still remember it so vividly. Because I remember like we were just messing around with the guitars, you know. No, it's because they had a lot of them lying around, and like nothing much was happening. We were all waiting, and then like and then like four girls walked by, but one by one. I could see them from a
No, no, no.
distance.
It
I was
was
like,
just Sogi, dude. I remember this. It was.
no, I remember seeing
I
Irene and
don't, dude. They must have walked by earlier or something, but we only saw Sogi,
yeah,
dude. I'm okay. Go ahead.
yeah, but like so, and then like this one girl walks up really close. I was like, holy shit, she looks like someone I've seen in music videos. And then, dude, it hit me. It took me like a while to realize. I was like, oh, fuck, it's soggy. But like, I look at Abid. By the time I look at Abid, dude, man's looked like he looked at Medusa. He was frozen. He wasn't breathing. He was like frozen, right? I'm like, yo,
Greek mythology
I need
shout out.
I needed to slap Abid for him to like regain consciousness, dude. And then he looked at me. And he's like, I'm like, same,
Bro,
same,
I literally sat on the floor, started hyperventilating, and I wouldn't. I had to calm
dude.
down. Josh had to give. Josh was like, "Drink water." Josh started being a medic on the spot. He's like, "Drink water. Do you need anything else?" I was like, "Dude."
And here's why. Okay, it wasn't like something like that's like it wasn't like we saw her outside through a window. She walked by us. Do you guys, do you understand? She walked by us. She was like at least 5 meters away. Like, that was the proximity we were at, close to a goddess, dude. And then Abid was, of course, yeah. My man's like passed the fuck out, dude. Oh shit, the gravity.
Oh, dude, I can give more context on the story. So we were looking at instruments and stuff, and then we decided there was like this drum kit or something that was elevated, right? And we sat on
Yeah,
the edge of the elevation. And we were just chilling, and we stood up for a while, and we were looking around, and I see this girl, like this Korean girl, walk by, and I have no idea, like she was wearing normal
yeah,
clothes and stuff. I was like, oh, it's probably a
yeah.
translator or something. But then she, I saw her from far away. I was like, oh, it's probably a translator or something. And then she's walking by us, and I'm just staring at her at this point. I'm just looking at her like, why does she look so familiar? And then Josh to my right, I hear Josh go, wait, isn't that so? And it hit as soon as he said, isn't that? I was like, oh my god, that's Solgi. And she walked by, and I was just like, just on the spot, dude. I fucking collapsed. I was literally on the floor. I was like, oh, yo, Josh. Josh was like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. I'm on the floor at this point, can't breathe, can't talk. I was just like, wait, I thought the girl I love is a fucking translator. I thought she
Oh,
was a
dude, it was
translator
amazing
at
though.
first, dude. I didn't even realize.
They
She
look
was waiting.
nothing
She was
different.
waiting on the
Yeah,
side for a long time, so we could have just gone up and said
yeah,
what's up, and we were the first ones to see in the like the meet and greet.
yeah, dude.
But we
Oh
didn't
my god.
because it didn't register to either of us till she walked by, and I saw her and I was like, oh, that's probably dude. I feel so fucking sad to this day, like, because I only saw a bit of her. I was like, oh, I could tell she was Korean. I was like, oh, it's probably a translator.
Yeah, that was probably the closest you could ever get to her
Yeah.
in like your entire life.
Yeah, but that was pretty
It was
funny.
bad.
I remember Josh like just dying laughing after, and like we went
She was
back
fucking
and
amazing, dude.
man's told the story and everything. But yeah, that was a great moment. A great moment.
That was amazing.
Pretty funny. I think the second funny
Really,
moment was what we were all there. We were sleeping over at Jude's house, and we slept. So our sleepovers are always we stay up till like 6, wake up at 10 or 9, right? We always wake up super early.
yeah.
Or like 11.
11. Yeah, no, I remember because we slept at Jude's place. We were having breakfast. We were gonna play something like basketball or something, and then eat lunch and then dip or something.
Yeah.
Like we were waking up early to do something productive in the morning. By productive, I mean either go swimming or play basketball or something. I remember we all went to sleep at like 6 a.m. and we were all sleeping. And so what was the setup? It was like Aaron up top, right? Because he was sick.
Aaron
And
was in a
Mm, yeah, yeah.
different room. It was just basically me,
no,
No,
Abed,
no,
Aaron
no,
was
that's
Josh.
like a
upstairs.
separate sleepover. This one, we all
Oh,
four of
okay.
us were
Oh,
in.
okay, we were all on the ground. We were
No,
Yeah.
not
Aaron was the
all on the
only one
ground.
on the bed because he had like sinus issues, right? He was sick,
Yeah.
Yeah. He
and
couldn't
he
sleep
was like, I
properly.
can't sleep under the AC. So the AC was directly hitting the floor where most of us were looking at. And the four of us were on the floor. Jude's phone. So the setup was door was to the
Right.
far right,
Right. All
and
Mhm.
right.
Jude's
Yeah.
phone is charging on the far left. In between,
Where
and
Abid
Jude
is.
was sleeping next to the door.
Yeah.
In
Mhm.
between the door and his phone is Jason, Josh, and me, clumped up and laying and sleeping together. And you have Aaron on the bed up above. And okay, Jude's room is like not the biggest, right? It's a cozy
Yeah.
room, but
It's cozy.
it's very cozy. But it's perfect for one. Fitting five
With
people,
five, that
kinda a stretch, but we did it.
because we homies.
Yeah, because we homies, we love each other, you know how it goes. So anyway,
Yeah.
we were like, oh, we should set up
Facts.
an alarm to wake up because Jude's mom told Jude to wake us up at a certain point, so because she was making breakfast or whatever.
Hmm.
And Jude's like, I got the alarm, don't worry about it. And we were like, okay. And then I set up an alarm just in case. Aaron set up an alarm too, I think. Um, but here's the thing: Jude turned on a new alarm, but he forgot to turn off his regular alarm.
Yep.
We sleep at 6 a.m. This is like 8 a.m. or 7:30 or something. 8 a.m. something like that. 8:30. And we just wake up. All of us wake up super confused. To wake up, baby. Wake up. It's time to wake up. Wake up.
It's so like girly. Wake up, baby. And I'm like, what? Wait a minute.
Dude,
Who
the
is
four of us
that?
besides Jude, we all wake up confused as hell. Like, who's saying wake up, baby?
Dude, I remember Jude stepping on like my calves like it
Dude,
was nothing, dude. Like I just woke up so fucking confused.
dude,
Jude was
before we
arched
could
over his
even
phone.
register what was going on, dude, we just Josh, Jason, and I look to our right and we see Jude leap over us to grab his just
He
leap over
was
us
like,
to stop
he
the
was like, oh
alarm.
my god, I need to shut that shit down.
Yeah, he was
Uh,
like, fuck. And he steps on Josh. He gets to his phone, and dude, I remember him spamming the stop button when it wasn't stopping.
Yeah, dude.
And I remember me, so I'm on the floor. I look up at Aaron. Aaron looks at me, and Aaron just turns around and goes back to sleep, dude. He's like, I can't be asked. I'm
Oh
awake at this
my
point,
God.
and I look at Josh, and Josh looks at me, and Josh is like, I'm going back to sleep. And Josh goes back to sleep, dude. Jason's
at this
already
point,
fast asleep at this
I know I woke up to the alarm. I was like, bro, what? Then I just passed out again.
You passed out again. I was super awake, and I looked at Jude straight up, and I was like, "What?" And Jude's like, "Don't worry
Don't
about it.
worry
Go back to
about
sleep.
it.
Go back to sleep." He's like waving at me to go back to sleep, dude. Yeah, I'm like, huh? And Jude's like, "Go back to sleep. Don't worry about it." And then Jude just passes out after, and I pass out after that. And I remember waking up, and all of us were tired and stuff, and we were groggy, and we were like, "Dude, what the fuck?"
Yo. Yeah, roast
What was
fest, dude, straight up.
that?
The
And he's
roast
like,
fest
don't
we
worry
did.
about it. We fucking started flaming Jude so hard. We're like, dude, was that Choro? He's like, dude, yeah, it's a good way to wake up, bro. Gotta wake up with positive vibes.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
like
easy,
fucking have
easy
Jude
morning
stomp over your
motivations,
ass.
boys.
Yeah. Oh man,
uh,
but that was
Oh
hilarious,
boy.
man. That was
I have no defense for that. That was a time.
Yeah, dude, you
You know
really
what's
don't.
funny?
Just like
I,
four of us here.
I still use that alarm until like nearing the end of high school. Dude. It was
Yeah, you used it.
very
I
effective.
I
think
mean, I
I
have
think
the
what
same alarm.
caught me by surprise, what caught me by surprise was I think because Abid, as far as I knew, Abid, Josh, and I were like the ones who were like extreme over our biases. I never thought Jude would have
Jude was
like
still like seemingly moderate and innocent. He had that persona, he's like, yo, I
he
ain't
had that
shit.
he had profile.
I just like
He has like
Toron,
the
but like this just solidified everything that he's a degen just like us, dude. Like, it's
it's
just
like
like,
okay, he's
Uh,
actually worse than us. Where he's actually one of us. Come on.
here's the thing though. Like at this point, I think I had a Silgi alarm, and Josh would give me so much shit about it.
True.
I remember.
I remember.
Yeah,
I remember that
you
one
don't know
clip
what you say. Oh,
specifically.
yo,
Yeah,
that was
dude, holy
lit,
shit.
bro.
The amount of
Lit.
times I would say that just to like, wake
Yeah,
Abid
just
up.
to
Like,
piss me off.
일어나 주세요. And Abid would be like, fuck off, bro.
It's
I'm
not
like,
Silgi, bro. Stop. Um, but I remember getting a lot of flack for it, and then this happened. I was like, it's done.
Huh.
It is done. It is done. At least my alarm don't play when the five of us are together.
oh my god.
Oh
Man, that was
man.
funny.
Yeah.
That was a good
Iconic
time.
iconic moment of ATS
That was a
Kappa.
good time. That was a straight up good time.
Honorary mention would be when We Woo by Pristin dropped. Oh
Oh
man.
my god, dude. Aaron
Oh,
hated
Josh,
us. Aaron hated us.
Josh.
Josh, man.
Josh was
We have
crazy,
videos to prove.
but Aaron literally hated us when that song dropped. Like,
first, dude,
I could tell straight up. He was done. He was so close to just being like, "Fuck these guys," dude. Like, cause we knew he was getting annoyed by that song. Not the song, but like what we were doing with the song, which is literally chanting like we were in the military. Jason, me, and Josh, we just fucking the chorus is Choahe, no choahe, boo boo. Dude, we'd fucking scream that at the top of our lungs.
wee 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 woo.
Yeah, and then Josh would do that like all the time.
Oof.
Oh
And we
man.
could tell it
Dude,
was getting on Aaron's nerves, so we did it even louder towards him.
exactly. That was the best part.
Yeah, we could see
Because
him
then
getting
he'd give us
pissed
that
off,
look.
so we'd all look at him like, Choa! Just piss him off. Man. But yeah, that's a funny one, dude.
It's just like help me, dude.
And then another funny
Oh
moment,
man.
funny
Yeah,
but
for sure.
like interesting moment was when Aaron finally gave in and started, cause he loved "Don't Wanna Cry" by 17. He loved that song as much
Yeah.
as we did.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
before this, he wasn't really like singing along to any Korean songs. This was the first time he literally
Oh
was singing
man. Yeah,
along.
for
Like
sure.
all five of us were singing the same damn song. Ulgo shiti. We were all chanting that and screaming in my car as we were driving. I was.
Yeah, because in the car I was he was talking to him about it, when Abe was really driving, and when the song played, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put the pressure on Aaron. I'm gonna put the camera in front of him and see what happens if it dropped, and it broke him. Obviously, he started singing too, which was fucking sick. I never thought I'd see Aaron doing that, but shout outs.
No,
Shout out to Aaron.
it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun
Um,
for sure.
That's Aaron's story, how he got into K-pop.
Yeah, pretty much being forced into it by his poor best friends, dude.
But his favorite song, I would say, would be Airplane,
Airplane Icon.
as
Yeah, he
far as
was
I
all about
remember.
that song.
Icon.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Hmm.
That song, that track was amazing. Like it had everything like he loved. Like the beats to it and the rap verse. Oof.
It's still like, yeah, his type of music. That's why. Mhm.
Alrighty. Do we have any more funny stories, dude?
Oh man,
I feel like
I mean, like,
we did
I
some
don't
dumb
know.
stuff, bro.
Most of the dumb stuff that we did was when we were trying to do choreographies or trying to
Oh
learn the
man,
choreographies.
dude, the amount of
oh
times
man,
we
Yeah,
did that stuff.
choreographies.
yeah, that deserves like a video on its own.
Dude, I still have a video of the three of us doing blood, sweat, and tears. Dude, Bangtan Say Follow is what I called it.
Oh,
BTS, dude. But
I'm your hope, J Hope, and
yeah.
then Jude was Jimin.
Oh, the
Feels good,
dances,
man.
Jude's always gymming.
dude. The
Jude
dances were
always does.
the
Mm,
dances were actually crazy, man. Like I remember all of us
Yeah,
doing the
they
different
were.
dances. I remember Josh just
yeah.
being like, "Yo, what the fuck is wrong with you guys?" To me and Jude, because we somehow just know some of the choreos. It was mostly because we just
I,
kept
I don't know,
watching
dude.
the videos, like live shows and stuff, and Josh was like, "Y'all fucking insane, man."
I learned a bit of it though.
Jude a
That,
bit. Like, hey,
Dude, you
the
know,
three,
don't
no,
downplay
those
dude,
yourself
we
three
like
songs,
that.
both know the entire choreo to Blood, Sweat, and Tears, and we're never
Call Me
gonna forget it.
Baby, Monster, and Blood, Sweat, and Tears were like, damn, I made sure I knew all the choreo.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. Jude was insane.
me with Blood, Sweat,
Jude
and
was
Tears.
like
I
hip hop
remember
top.
like
Yeah.
I still
I
have
remember
Monster.
Fire from my
Oh
top
my
of my head
god,
actually.
yo,
Fire,
fire.
dude.
Dude, I
Fire
remember
dope.
us trying to do the intro like the march with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
hand
Oh,
movement. We all look
Oh
like
gosh.
chickens, bro. We all look like chickens.
We're fucking headless chickens running around. Like
damn.
fire.
Um,
Oh man.
Good
Good.
time was trying to teach Josh J-Hope's parts in Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
Oh yeah,
Dude, I
I remember
was
those.
too into that song. Now that I think about it, because I knew everyone's parts. I
You had the
remember.
whole thing down.
Yeah, I remember helping Josh with J-Hope's parts. I remember Jude and I discussing the other parts and stuff. Holy crap, that choreo was like crazy.
Yeah, facts. And then look where Jude is now, dude.
Yeah, facts.
What do you mean,
Facts.
dude?
Jude has now
We are
become
proud
like the full
parents.
successor.
Proud
We are
parents.
proud parents. Yeah, Jude, you want to tell them what you do now, dude?
Yeah.
Jude,
I yes, I
YouTube.com/KBN.
technically was in a dance group. I don't know if I'll continue,
yeah, dude,
but yeah. And
plug it
I
in,
am
dude.
now a dance assistant, so I train, like not train, but like whenever there's a cover, I'm technically in charge for some of the videos.
Wow,
Bro,
Baguio
you
Hamnida.
blew the you
Dude,
blew up, bro. Yo, my man's was
Jude
Yeah,
is
from
a
dude.
stiff
I
Jude
to
is
wouldn't
a
say
pro
that.
alumni.
master, bro.
Facts, dude.
Yo,
It's crazy.
my boy touched me
Jude
a
is a
lot. Don't worry
he
about
is
it.
a true K-pop dancer.
Yeah, I should just
Pro-
edit a video because I still have videos of you doing "Call Me Baby." That was a
Oh
monster, I
yeah,
think,
yeah, yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, Monster, yeah.
Monster, yeah.
Monster,
I
monster.
still have
man.
it like side by side to now. Like my man's, oh, props, like mad props.
Dang,
Nothing
yeah.
but respect, dude. Man's
It's
grinded
crazy.
it till he
Another
got
story
good.
too. Like the K-pop was how I got into dance.
Yeah,
It's,
facts.
oh,
Pro
then again,
alumni of
I'm
Bangtan
gonna keep
Sebo
this short.
Kappa.
Then I think, as I said, like those three songs, "Call Me Baby," "Monster," and "Blood, Sweat, and Tears." Like the moment I tried to learn the choreo, I mean, I was not good, right? Like the first initial times, it was pretty average. Like I looked so stiff, and I think, I mean, even till now, I still have problems with stiffness because of that. I do have minor scoliosis, but uh, it's gotten a lot better. Like the point where I'm able to learn choreo without actually um, listening from someone else. Like I can learn by just reviewing the video and repetition, right? Uh, and then that's what, like, okay, I was like, let me learn the fundamentals of what the K-pop moves are, and then slowly that transition into like hip hop, like and urban choreography. That's because that's where most of the styles of K-pop choreography derive from. And yeah, that's where I was like, oh, I fully immersed into dancing during my college time. I mean, I'm not the best, but I really enjoy it. It's like my stress reliever for most of the time. Yeah, that's why now during the pandemic, whenever you don't have the space and the friends to dance with, it's different, right? So I had to do different kinds of stress relief, which is the boys here
Yeah,
committing to the
we're
podcast.
a
ATSCast.
podcast, bro.
Yes,
ATSCast.
sir.
That's cast.
Shout outs.
Shout outs to boys.
Shout outs to
Yeah, dude, and to you.
Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We're on both platforms. Spotify, yo, link up.
Come
Yo,
through, you know.
we're still
We open.
biased towards you. We might be on other platforms, but we could change that if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, we all got premium subscriptions.
ATSofficial
Come through.
2017 at gmail.com. You gotta do the plug, boys. Gotta do the plug.
Definitely.
But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um,
You've come a long way.
I think the only person in this group who hasn't really like gotten immersed to the dance itself was Aaron, and I think last year he was slowly getting into it, right? Like us teaching him Crown by
Crown,
Yeah.
TXT.
dude, Mans
Mm-hmm.
was really trying to learn Crown, and I was like, okay, that's respect.
Yeah, I gave mad respect to that. I know how hard it is to, especially Crown. We gave him the wrong song too.
No, that's why I remember saying we should do Crown because it is a hard song. I just want to see Aaron like, but he did well, which is what
He
He
caught
did.
did.
me off guard because I was expecting more fails and just to laugh, like have a good laugh. And he doesn't mind that. Like he would laugh at himself too. We all just have a good laugh. But Aaron
Uh-huh.
was actually trying and he got some of the moves down. So I was like, props.
Yeah.
Um,
Crazy time.
yeah.
I think that's what sets K-pop apart from the rest of the genres too, right? Like it's not only the music component of it, like other than the dance component as well, like they really do their best in promotion and the way they, they go to variety shows and promote the material, the way they engage with the fans is completely different from how Western media, Western music particularly, does their promotions, does their releases. It's just one song most of the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like a
definitely. Yeah.
single. They'll
Hmm.
do one or two interviews and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they don't go
Mo-
to like variety shows. They don't do
I
that.
mean,
They don't
even now,
interact with their
like
fans.
most people
Hmm.
don't even do interviews anymore. It's just like
I
here's
feel
an
like you
Instagram
don't,
post.
you wouldn't know how Jeezy's life is behind the scenes, whereas you know how, for example, Irene's life is behind the scenes. So
Yeah, somewhat.
like,
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah,
mhm,
we do have a peek behind the curtain on that.
yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah,
It's more immersive. It's more personal. I feel that's why people are more entangled
more personal,
in
correct?
these people's eyes. It's not, oh, you're the artist, I'm a fan. It's more like you're an artist sharing your life with me, and I'm a fan who enjoys learning about your life. That's, I feel like, the K-pop fan. Um. Anyway, to close out the podcast, of course, we have to do our two segments. Um. So our question of the week this week. I don't know if you guys have your song recommendations ready, but I have an idea if you
I
don't.
do.
Um.
Hmm?
Question of the
I
week
do. I do.
Oh yeah.
is a K-pop song you'd recommend to your parents. A K-pop song you would recommend to your parents.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay.
No, this is interesting. All right.
Okay, for me, I know both my parents' type of music. My mom used to actually listen to Heartbreak Hotel by Tiffany all the time. But a song I'd recommend is, ooh, dude, this is tough even for me. I would probably say Blue by Big Bang. That's like a cop out answer, but it would probably be Blue or this BTS song. It's called 2-3. Probably one of the
Mm.
two.
2, 3.
Those
Blue though. Damn. Amu listening to Blue.
I,
Come through.
Yeah,
they're
I'm
super.
I'm more in the fields, man.
Yeah, they're super about like those vocally driven vibey songs. Like their music taste is somewhat like mine. It's just they listen to older school stuff. So yeah,
Hmm.
those are probably the two songs I'd recommend. We'll
Fair.
we'll go alphabetical order. So Jason, Josh, then Jude.
Hmm.
So two songs or
No,
just
just one is fine. I'm just saying two. You can put more.
um yeah, I think oh man, cause my mom's more easier, but for my dad, oh man. First I'd say for my dad, he'd probably like Untitled by GD, cause he likes
That's a
those
good
solo
pick, actually.
Untitled by GD. This is like a solo, you know, vocal song, or probably Ice No Slips. My mom likes Ice No Slips by Taeyang, because I got into that. So I say for my dad, it would be Untitled by GD, and for my mom, oh man, she likes catchy songs too, but I would probably introduce her to like Bull 4.
Ooh, that's a good answer, man.
Good answer.
Bull 4 because she likes the strong vocals as well, and she. I think she'll like the song "Stars Over Me" by Bull 4.
Yeah.
That's my recommendation to my mom. So yeah, it's good. Either that or Akmu, honestly. Bull 4 or Akmu. That's what I'd say for sure. Josh?
Oh, damn, those are some really good song rocks. But knowing my parents, they don't really like K-pop. But if they were, um, let's see. So my mom likes something very, you know, something like Celine Dion-esque or with good vocals, people like that, you know. Mm, what I have in mind for like my mom would be definitely be like Surrender by Chancellor and Lin. I don't know if you guys heard it. But it's like hella jazzy as well. So I just love it. And I feel like it's not too loud where my mom would find it annoying because my mom doesn't really like loud music as much. I definitely think that would be a good pick for her. For my dad, mm, sometimes like he's somewhat similar to me in the sense that we like beaty music, you know, like like the rap flow goes hard and then the beats are just on top of each other. It's amazing. So for him, definitely would probably be something like 1999 by G2 and Grey. That one
Ooh.
is, yeah, I feel like you'd enjoy that. That or Martini Blue by DPR.
Yay, Martini Blue.
Shout
Yeah,
out.
dude. Yeah, yeah, that's for me. Jude.
I think if we're gonna talk about parents, right? Suggestion to parents. I think there's not a lot of options other than "Beautiful" by Crush, because that's pretty ubiquitous.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
Um.
one.
Yeah. That's my choice.
Yeah, this is a good recommendation. Yo,
That was
the
straight
entire
Yeah.
fire.
time I was thinking, dude, I was just like, yo, what would Josh's dad go hard to, dude? I was just like, oh, mans would love sober, dude.
Yeah.
I could just imagine your
Facts.
dad drinking to sober, dude, by Big Bang and be like, man, Josh,
Dude,
your dad just hype, hey!
my dad would down a whole soju bottle and he'd
Yes,
still bop to that shit,
exactly.
dude. You
I just,
that and
dude,
like,
I pictured in my head like your
mhm.
dad vibing to that song and downing a soju bottle, and you're just sat there like, Dad, stop embarrassing me! Oh my god!
Nah, dude. You know he likes Dean. I played one of Dean's songs.
Hey,
Forgot which one was it. Was it Howlin' or was it? I think I'm not sorry. It was either one of
I'm
those.
sorry,
I was playing it in the car.
I'm
He's like,
not
oh,
sorry.
he was just bumping his head to it. I was like, yeah, I see you.
Yeah. All right. So second segment before we end. Of course, we have our song recommendations of the week. Song recommendations. For me, first song I'd recommend is I'm going through an EDM phase apparently this week. I'll do "I'm Alright" by
Sheesh.
Rinks. Rinks is Vanos Gaming. For
Ooh.
those who don't know,
Ooh, okay.
that song is really good. It's I love his I love the types of drops he has in his songs because they're very whole and full, and I love those type of EDM drops. But yeah, it's a really good song. The vocalist Jimmy Ono is amazing. Um, all around amazing song. Highly recommend. And the second one is it's just dropped. It's called "Funny" by Zed,
Yeah, banger.
and I love the song. I usually like Zed songs because his drops are super my type of style. It's very full, very not heavy, but like it's not empty. There isn't just like one tew 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 or something. It's very wholesome, the drop. So yeah, those are my song recommendations.
Um, mine. My first song would be Bali by Rich Brian. First song. That song's vibe. You know,
Yo,
summer vibe.
Bali, dude. Yes. Summer
Summer
vibes.
vibes. Summer vibes from
Huge,
Rich
dude.
Brian. Shout out 88 Rising. Such a talented artist, man, and it's just vibey. Second song would be "Be Okay" by Rehab and Harvey. Um, it's an EDM song, but I think the boys will like it too. I think Abe will like it. It's a nice summer-ish drops. I think it's not too heavy, but yeah, it's more of a summer vibe. Trying to get into summer vibey songs right now, and these are the two songs I would recommend.
Banger.
Okay, for me, I feel like we're all like bumping like a same genre at the moment. Uh, so the song I have been or like I've been listening to that I found recently, "Sweet Scar" by Weird Genius featuring Prince Hussein and a few other
Mm.
people. Dude, the song is just it's beautiful. It gives me like huge Avicii shoutouts, rest in
Rest in peace, dude.
um yeah, rest in peace. But like the vibes the song gives and the lyrics and the meaning to it is just I listened to it and I fell in love. The first 20 seconds of it, I fell in love straight away. And the next, it's actually a lo-fi. It's Imagination by Shiloh Dynasty and Patient Zero. Yeah, this particular mix is insane, and you guys should go give it a try. All right, Drew.
My first recommendation is, I think it's indicative of what the type of K-pop I'm listening to right now, which is more OST, but it's called Goodbye List from Kim Na-young and Yang Da-il. It's a pretty mellow song. The meaning behind it is pretty nice. Sad, but that's how most OSTs are. The second recommendation, I think, I was talking about it with Abid the other day, right? Spotify and YouTube in particular have been recommending me songs from way back when, like I listened to when I was not even 10. Uh, so yeah, the second recommendation I have is another song all over again by Justin Timberlake. It's a pretty mellow tune. Like I think I'm very different in terms of the genre that I'm suggesting uh, compared to the boys, because mine is pretty sad. But it's how it is.
I mean, fair enough. It's pretty
Mhm.
good.
It, dude.
But yeah, YouTube's been recommending me some old stuff, man. I've been listening to all the stuff we listened to in high school, man. Yo, music was good, bro. Back in the day,
Music
Yeah,
was
that's
so
true.
good back.
music
Still
was
is,
pretty
but
good.
like no. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that'll do it for
Yes,
podcast number 3. Wow, we banged out 3 of these, man.
you've been streaming
It's
already.
crazy.
Cool.
Shout
Ta-da!
outs.
We just
Podcast
we
3.
just love to talk, especially talk about ourselves. So
Mm-hmm.
it's always a good time. But hope you enjoyed this edition of the ATS cast. Uh cast 2. ATS cast 2.
Itisu Kastu. We
Um
hope you enjoyed, guys.
yep. We'll be back again next week. Same day, same time. Stay safe, wear your mask, wash your hands. Love
Yes.
each other.
Take care of yourself.
Yes,
Take
indeed.
care.
Spread the love. Stop hating, fam. Enough of that in the world already.
Mm-hmm.
Factuals.
With
Yeah,
that,
and
we say goodbye.
All right.